Could the new US Pentagon bill, which is all about China and Taiwan, be the beginning of something big? People wondering if this might lead to World War III. Let's take a closer look at what's in the bill and what it might mean for the world. Is there really a war brewing, or is it just politics? The idea that China might launch an attack on Taiwan isn't just a claim originating from China. It's a belief rooted in the US perspective. The Pentagon budget bill, recently approved by the US, is entirely centered around the discourse of China and Taiwan. The bill reveals a sense of urgency on the US side, evident from its focus on monitoring China's military activities and restraining Chinese investment and concepts from entering American territory. This legislative piece asserts that the US should engage in military drills and be prepared for potential conflict with China. Interestingly, the bill also explicitly avoids labeling Taiwan as an independent state. Experts point out the US underlying anxiety, suggesting that the bill sets the stage for a possible World War III. But is this truly the commencement of such a dire scenario? Let's explore. Welcome to China Ed, a channel where we talk about international politics and geopolitics, especially seeing China's side of the story. For those seeking fresh perspectives on rapidly evolving global dynamics, our channel offers an unorthodox perspective. Since China's global influence is growing due to economic, military, and political domination, it has now become the focal point of the world. In this video, we will delve into the reasons behind the exclusive emphasis on Taiwan and China within the US Pentagon bill. Additionally, we will discuss how the US seems to be fostering an environment conducive to warfare. Stay tuned till the end to gain a comprehensive understanding of the unfolding situation. Let's begin. China and the US stand as two global powerhouses, with mutual distrust prompting them to vigilantly monitor each other's military actions. These concerns have materialized, leading to the US Senate's approval of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, after considering over 1,000 amendments. The NDAA forms the budgetary framework and policy direction for the Pentagon in the upcoming fiscal year. It is imperative for ensuring timely remuneration and benefits for military personnel. The Senate, predominantly led by Democrats, endorsed their version with a decisive 86-11 majority. On the other hand, the Republican-dominated House narrowly passed its version earlier in July with a slim margin of 219 to 210. The subsequent step entails reconciling these versions into a unified bill before presenting it to US President Joe Biden for his endorsement, typically a process conducted towards the year's conclusion. The NDAA's focus on Taiwan has captured widespread attention. According to speculations in the US, Chinese President Xi Jinping has purportedly directed the People's Liberation Army to prepare for forcibly annexing Taiwan by 2027. While US Secretary of State Blinken conveyed non-support for Taiwan's independence to Xi, the island's significance has grown within the recent NDAA legislation. The bill encompasses various provisions concerning Taiwan's defense, including strategies against a potential Chinese attack. Moreover, for the first time, the NDAA compels the Secretaries of State and Defense to develop a non-combat evacuation strategy for Taiwan, particularly highlighted in the House version. Collectively, the bill underscores a concentrated focus on both China and Taiwan, exposing the USA's defense priorities and preparatory measures. The US perspective on Taiwan differs from China's. Beijing regards Taiwan as an integral province that must reunify with the mainland, even through coercive means. Interestingly, although the US is a major informal ally and arms supplier to Taiwan, it officially refrains from recognizing the island's independence. Nevertheless, the US feels a moral obligation to bolster Taiwan's military defense capabilities, a stance not devoid of criticism. Colin Koh, a researcher at Singapore's Nanyang Technological University, argues that the various clauses concerning Taiwan in the NDAA mirror the US apprehensions about China. He suggests that these new provisions potentially signal heightened anxieties on the US part. The question that arises is, why did China and Taiwan remain pivotal aspects of the USA's defense focus? The new legislation the US is formulating comprises numerous elements dedicated to Taiwan and China. It delves into assessing Taiwan's self-defense requirements and the US preparedness to assist in case of conflict. There are also clauses concerning halting China's access to crucial resources, aiming to curtail its wartime capabilities. The bill even contemplates the potential global ramifications if China impedes Taiwan's necessities, highlighting the need for the USA's defense sector to monitor China's military activities more closely. The bill also extends support to Taiwan's defense enhancement. It envisions strengthening Taiwan's armed forces through training and collaboration in planning for potential conflicts. The US also invites Taiwan to partake in the RIMPAC military exercise, fostering cooperative military endeavors. Significantly, this bill proposes collaboration with Taiwan to safeguard its cyberspace from potential attacks. Given Taiwan's concerns about China's actions in the digital realm, the US intends to aid in countering such threats. Enjoying the video so far? If yes, like the video and subscribe to China Ed to promote independent journalism on China. Let's continue now. Interestingly, the bill refrains from explicitly designating Taiwan as a separate entity from China, aiming to avoid challenging China's sovereignty claims. This omission exists in both versions of the law, highlighting the sensitivity surrounding this issue. The bill also addresses map usage, prohibiting the US military from employing maps that erroneously attribute certain islands to China. The bill's public reception has been mixed, marked by confusion over its implications. However, a key takeaway is the US unwavering support for Taiwan, even to the extent of preparing for a potential conflict by 2027. While the US invests time in readiness against a Chinese attack on Taiwan, diplomatic efforts for resolving differences between China and Taiwan seem to be sidelined. As a potent global entity, the US holds the capacity to wield its influence for peace. Paradoxically, it appears eager to utilize its power for military endeavors. Even if China refrains from attacking Taiwan, the US maintains a readiness to engage China in conflict. Some individuals question whether the US preemptive readiness implies an inability to respond swiftly in the event of a sudden Chinese attack. Why does the US feel the need for such preparation? Moreover, can the US effectively intervene if China initiates an attack? Skeptics also ponder whether the US readiness to support Taiwan is genuine or merely a facade. Some suggest that China's rapid actions might render US intervention futile, leading to a belief that a Chinese attack on Taiwan is inevitable. The bill also addresses China's technological advancements, aiming to curtail US companies' investments in critical areas of Chinese technology. This measure stems from the belief that bolstering China's tech sector could augment its global influence. The bill compels US companies to inform the government about their intentions to invest in strategic Chinese tech domains. This move highlights the US efforts to limit its technological collaboration with China, although the outcome remains uncertain as some companies oppose these restrictions. While numerous aspects have been explored in detail, one aspect receives particular emphasis: vigilant surveillance of China's military activities. The US is keen to comprehend China's technological innovations in this domain. The specific mechanisms for this surveillance remain undisclosed, yet the US is determined to acquire comprehensive insights into China's military capabilities. Despite China's efforts to maintain secrecy, the US aims to decipher every nuance of its military operations. The bill also targets curtailing Chinese financial inflow into the US, aiming to limit China's influence on certain market segments. Additionally, it advocates filtering Chinese ideas before they reach the US, asserting that China lacks the right to dictate US actions. Lastly, the bill suggests joint military exercises with nations like India, Japan, and Australia to enhance security in the Pacific Ocean region. This legislative move is poised to usher in further restrictions on China in the years to come. Consequently, the lives of Chinese individuals residing in the US might become more challenging, given the growing anti-China sentiment. The bill's emergence has caught many by surprise, elucidating the USA's intention to engage China in conflict. For many, this paints a picture of escalating enmity between the two superpowers. Despite China possessing a significantly stronger military, the superpowers should not allow their current rivalry to precipitate World War III. Regrettably, the trajectory of US actions suggests a proclivity for confrontation. By leveraging the Taiwan issue, the US appears to be positioning itself against China, an approach that could yield dire consequences. Do you believe the US and China will escalate to war? If so, who do you think will initiate it? What fuels the US eagerness to engage China in conflict? What factors contribute to the US prevailing anxieties? Share your insights in the comment section and speculate on how China might respond to the mounting challenges it faces. Would you like to get more videos from us focused on China? If yes, subscribe to China Ed to get Western propaganda-free news on China. Thanks for watching.